Tonight, it's a matchup against an opponent it hasn't faced since 2019. Union Pre-Kick Live starts now.
Looking, still in the box, shot.
From Subaru Park in Chester, tonight it's the lone meeting of the regular season between the Union and Houston Dynamo FC. On the Plaza here, welcome to Union Pre-Kick Live with former Union defender Shannon Williams. I'm Dave Leno. Look at this awesome crowd here behind us enjoying the festivities before this one kicks off against Houston. Shannon, the Union are steamrolling right now. As mentioned, they have won 4 consecutive games, unbeaten in 5, undefeated at home. How do they continue their dominant play at Subaru Park tonight? Here's Union head coach Jim Curtin on the importance of taking care of business at Subaru Park and the help by the fans this year in Chester. There was a terrific nugget compiled by our crew. If you missed it, only 3 home losses over the last 3 years. From when you played for the Union as a defender to this point, just how stealthy has this back line for the Union been over the years?
It's really set the precedence for them on having good seasons and being strong at home.
And speaking of the Union, let's get to Jim Curtin's starting 11 tonight against this Houston team. Andre Blake with his 9 shutouts coming off the 1-0 win over Orlando. Bizo's going to make his 2nd consecutive start for Harriel as the right back. Wagner, as mentioned, with his 11 assists. Glesnes and Elliott have been spectacular out of the back. Jose Martinez is suspended due to yellow card accumulation. He's out for the 3rd time this year, so Flock comes in at the base of the diamond. Bedoya is back off of yellow card suspension on the right. McGlynn makes his 3rd start out on the left. Gazdak at the number 10 with his 10 goals. Carranza, as mentioned, Shannon is goalless in his last 3, paired with Ua, who's going to make the start. He came off the bench last game. But when you take a look at this 4-3-3 formation, what are you expecting in Houston's build-up, and how did the Union backline combat that tonight? It's Kids Night. Fans are fired up here on Subaru Plaza. And on the other side, we go through Shannon's Eye on the Pitch when we return in just a moment. A little face painting here at Subaru Plaza. Tons of great activities for the 18th regular season meeting between the Union and Houston Dynamo FC. Welcome back to the Plaza, Jason from the Union Shop with former Union defender Shannon Williams. I'm Dave Leno. Just behind me, want to give a shout out to PSC Madrid and the 2013s here from Northeast Philly and everybody hanging out with us here at the Plaza. Thanks so much for chilling with us, everybody. And welcome back to Union Pre-Kick Live. It's now time for Eye on the Pitch. 2 keys for victory for Shannon tonight. You're going to begin with the Union to continue their goal-scoring form tonight. All right, so they set the tone in the stands here in the Subaru Plaza. Let's get to some of the players warming up just inside here at Subaru Park for our impact players. We begin with Captain Alejandro Bedoya returning from yellow card suspension. How important is it to have the leadership back of Bedoya tonight? And this Houston team hasn't made the playoffs since 2017, so they got plenty of time left before the tail end of the regular season of the Western Conference. That starts today against the Union, but of course the Union here are dominant, unbeaten at Subaru Park. And with more on this matchup, we send it upstairs to the men calling tonight's match, the Hall of Famer JP Dellacamera and Danny Higginbottom.
Thank you, Dave. It's an unfamiliar foe in the Houston Dynamo, Danny. They haven't played each other since 2019.
Well, they're in first place, just a point above New York City, as New York City plays Montreal. We'll be keeping tabs of that matchup, as the Union right now are trying to stay at the top of the East with a great result tonight over Houston. Thanks so much to our entire crew and the fans joining us here at the Subaru Plaza. Excellent job, everybody, and thanks so much for hanging out for us tonight. For our producer, Jordan Strauss, our director, John Conlon, Shannon Williams, and our entire fantastic crew, I'm Dave Leno. Shannon and I will see you at halftime and postgame on PHL 17. JP and Danny have the first half call with the play-by-play. Union taking on Houston next.